about dieting this morning, and did you know that if you are dieting over the holidays, it may actually cause you to gain more weight in the upcoming year? Well, it actually could. And here to tell us more about this is Dr. Julie T. Ane. She is the founder and clinical director of A New Beginning. And why is this the case? I mean, I would think if I'm watching my weight and I'm watching my weight, that I'm going to be okay, but people will gain.
You know,
or may.
There are statistics that say over and over again that 95% of the time, people who diet end up regaining whatever weight it is that they lost within 1 to 2 years. And 80% of those people actually go on to gain even more weight.
Why is that though? I mean, is it kind of like, okay, I've reached my goal, and I've successfully maintained it, but now it's party time, or do we start sneaking a little bit back into it, and then it kind of creeps up, and well, I'm only a couple pounds heavier, I'm still okay?
Well, what happens with dieting is that dieting artificially teaches us how to restrict our food intake. It doesn't teach us how to eat. So whatever diet it might be, Atkins or Weight Watchers or The Zone, people can maintain that, but only for a limited amount of time. And then when they no longer can retain that restrictive eating, the pendulum swings in the other direction. And then they start to overeat, and in some cases they start to binge eat. And we know that binge eating is a primary factor in the creation of obesity.
Well, and let's talk psychotherapy for a moment here, and how the binge eating, how that affects your emotions, your moods, and like you said, instead of stopping altogether, sometimes you just may go the opposite direction.
Absolutely. So binge eating actually can contribute to things like depression, certainly poor body image. But what's really important is to look at it the opposite way. We have to look at the emotions that then drive overeating and drive binge eating that then go into weight issues. So we always look at weight and weight control by dieting, restricting calories, and being asked to exercise, but there's not the emotional component. And the emotional component is what drives most people to overeat. But people don't pay attention to that component, and that needs to stop.
In your opinion, why are people so heavy these days? I think we as a society are heavier than we have ever been. Is it emotion? Is it the video games? Is it the food? All of the above?
We have created a nation that is preoccupied with weight and calories and dieting. And we know that the more you focus on that, the more it is going to backfire into overeating and disordered eating. And it can be both through eating disorders like anorexia and bulimia, but now we're seeing a lot of binge eating disorder. And binge eating disorder, again, contributes to our obesity epidemic. So we've got to start looking at how we are approaching weight management, and we want to approach it in a way that is emotionally healthy and physically effective for long-term sustainable change.
So it's not just the diet itself, it's the whole picture, which brings me to the healthy way out. What is that?
So the Healthy Way Out is a really unique program, and it was developed by the eating disorder and weight management specialists at A New Beginning. And we created it because we had so many disheartened, shameful clients that came in that were struggling with weight issues, and it was really caused by chronic dieting. We said we have to teach people how to approach their bodies and how to approach food in a way that is healthy and helps them to maintain their ideal weight without creating disordered eating.
And the chronic dieting, we think of somebody, the major yo-yo. I mean, we're not just talking 5 to 10 pounds.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is extreme.
Absolutely.
To the other person where they look at a piece of cake going, oh, I can't eat that. That one piece of cake is going to just, you know, I'm going to balloon from it.
Absolutely. Think about a child. You tell a child, you can't have that. Don't even look at that. you can't have it. And the minute you turn your back, what's going to happen? That child is going to grab it.
Yes,
and they're going to eat it, and they're going to eat it really fast. They're not even going to taste it. And then they're going to look for the next opportunity to eat it again. And that's what we do when we have a dieting mentality. When we tell people you can't eat food, it makes them want it more. And it disconnects them from the reasons why we should all eat. We should eat because our physical body is telling us that we're hungry. We have an innate, wonderful mechanism, and it's called appetite. And if we would listen to it and we would eat for nutritional need and physical hunger and tease out the emotional component, we would all be within our ideal weight range.
I wonder how many people actually, like you said, listen to that appetite. Am I hungry right now? Is my stomach growling, or am I just eating because it's in front of me, so I better have some of it?
And that is the premise at the Healthy Way Out. We want to teach people, first of all, to tease out the emotional component. When you find yourself reaching for food, I want my clients to say, what am I feeling? What am I needing if I am not physically hungry? And then we teach them how to respond to those emotional needs in healthy, effective ways without them using food.
Without the food.
Without them using food. If we all ate for only nutrition based on our physical signals of hunger and fullness, guess what? We wouldn't be a nation that had 2/3 of our adult population struggling with obesity.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us this
You're
morning.
welcome.
Great information. And if you would like to learn more, you can always visit thehealthywayout.com. We'll be right back with more of the Morning Scramble.